Welcome back. It's not funny! Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about something that I have complained about in the past and how you can take that lemon and make some lemonade. The last thing food forest people seem to like is grass. And gardeners, grass? Tear out that lawn. Plant food, not lawns. I mean, if you get serious about it, right? You get serious and you say, why would I want grass? I'll tell you what, there are two amazing, wonderful things about grass. The first one is that grass can be turned into steak. So, all those grazing animals, right? They take grass and they transform it into some of the highest quality food in the world. Deer, beef, mutton, goat man. All that's fantastic. But what we're going to talk about today is how you can take your grass and transform it into edible food. Most of us don't have a cow in our yards. So if you had some grass, even a small patch of grass, you don't have to have this big thing, this big used zero-turn mower and a big hunk of grass to do this. You can do this on any scale.
Grass like I just don't care. Don't have a side, but I cut with style. Put the grass in a nice big pile. Chop and drop.
The first thing you can do is put the grass down as mulch.
The first thing you can do is put the grass down as mulch.
I have a lovely Rachel mulberry tree here in the food forest that needs to be mulched. So the first thing we're doing here is watering in really well, because if you mulch without watering in, remember, mulch keeps water in, but mulch can also exclude water. If you have a thick layer of grass and it rains, the water doesn't get through there very easily. So we water first, and then we put down our mulch. Especially when it's dry like it is right now. You can tell by the plants behind me probably how dry it's been. Hot and dry. And so if you're gonna do this, make sure that you're doing this right. We could wait for the rain, but we got videos we need to record. Not everybody in the world is dealing with dry conditions right now. So for those of you that aren't, I'm just gonna sacrifice and use 0.1 cents of my water. Next thing I'm doing here, this is my weed block layer. Just cardboard, put a weed block layer down, and then I'll wet that. You want that to sink down. You can really be super redneck about this. Just, you know, go to the liquor store and get their old boxes, or go to the, you know, I've got them from all kinds of places. I've got boxes from all kinds of grocery stores. Piggly Wiggly in particular. I've got boxes from Publix, from Kroger, from Food and Lion, from Dollar General, from Walmart. There's a lot of places where you can get boxes. So don't ask where you can buy boxes online. I don't want somebody like asking for a link. Where in the world did you get your boxes? No, you just go to the grocery store and be really nice. Like, don't be weird. Don't be like, where are your boxes? You have boxes? Are they free? Don't do that. ask nicely, people will get them to you. Once we have our cardboard layer, throw down a mulch layer. Now we have a weed block. Of course, if you already have a bare area, you don't have to put down any cardboard. You don't even really have to put down cardboard. If you put enough mulch, it's fine. But I've got some tenacious weeds here, some wild blackberries and stuff. I'm just gonna give it the best head start I can get it. We could be thick with this. And grass will heat up and compost if you just leave it in a pile, so you don't want to pile it in really tight to the center here. You want some breathing space for that trunk right in there. We're not gonna be like super crazy about it. But if you think about how much fertility there is in all this grass, how much effort this grass put into growing, to creating carbon, to picking up nutrients, there's a lot of compost ability in here and a lot of long-term nutrition. So by taking this wheelbarrow full of grass and putting it here, I don't have to feed this mulberry anything. Probably won't have to feed this mulberry anything for a year, if ever. Giving it a really good head start. You know, make that cardboard disappear so it doesn't look ugly. Nobody has to know what you did. You can do this in a really nice neighborhood and get away with it, so long as you make your borders look good. And that's your first method right there.
The second thing is put it in your compost pile.
We've been making our own potting soil for the plant nursery by mixing various things. And one of our main ingredients is compost. So your second great thing that you can do is just make compost piles. The grass gives it a kick. Yes, you can just leave grass by itself and it'll break down. But because it's higher in nitrogen, it breaks down fast. And it breaks down to much less material. You lose some of the material to the atmosphere. It doesn't get captured. It off gases as ammonia. Disappears, leaches out. So if you mix it with higher carbon materials, like wood chips, shredded paper, fall leaves and grass together, you mow that area, you got some good stuff. So to make our compost, we usually try to get some grass clippings and put them in as an activator, and we do layers where we have the green and the brown together on top of each other, and then we water it all really well, so the nitrogen that is coming out of the greens gets captured in the browns and digested by all the little wonderful bacteria in there, and we get more long-term organic matter than if we just had grass by itself, and it's much faster than if we just had brown material by itself. So if you've got a lawn, man, get your little bag on that lawnmower, or even use a scythe. I've done that before. However I could harvest grass, I did it. I've used a string trimmer and raked it. We didn't have a lawnmower for years when we were down in the tropics. But you just grab that when you can, or however you can, mix it up with some brown material, and make yourself lots of compost.
Number 3, gotta make a compost tea.
A third thing you could do with your grass to turn it into a fertilizer for the garden, to make it useful, is to just get yourself a bucket and put grass in it. Look at how decorative that bucket looks. Isn't that amazing? Martha Stewart would just love that. All right, and then what you do is you fill it up with water. But what's gonna happen here is you will make a solution of the minerals and the nitrogen and whatever else is in that grass. because this is going to make a tea, but it's going to be an anaerobic compost tea. Just fill it up, let it rot down in there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. At about 2 weeks, you're starting to get some tea out of it. It gets kind of a raunchy smell. After a few months, the smell isn't nearly as bad, and it's very much broken down. But you let it rot for a while, then you just swish a stick around in it, pull out the materials that are in there that might get in the way of your watering can, or pour it through a sieve or something, and then take that material and thin it down about 10 parts water to 1 part swampy grass water, and you've got a fertilizer that you can directly use to stimulate and grow plants very nicely. Another thing you're going to want to do is to cover it with a lid so mosquitoes don't get in there, because mosquitoes can pretty much breed in just about any water, and that's the last thing you want in the summer is tons of mosquitoes around your house. Well, that's it. Just let it sit in there. That water will turn brown black in a couple of weeks, and it'll just rot down there. It'll look like pretty much any creek around the south where you've got that brown water. It just won't have the alligators in it. Here, guys. You want to try some of this other grass? You want some bahia? You want some bahia? Cows are really the most efficient at turning grass into fertilizer, as well as steak and milk and butter and cream and other cows. But you could do quite a lot just in a little suburban lot. You don't have to have a big mower, like I said. You can have a little mower. We've used a string trimmer and then raked after it. We've used a scythe. We have just used a regular little mower with a bag on it. They're like, why are you giving us the dry grass from the other yard when we have all this green grass here? Oh, you know what, I'll just eat it. They're so funny. But you just take what you got and use it, you know? You may be replacing your lawn over time with edibles, but while you have it, use all that fertility. I don't like those mulching lawnmowers. I want to take all that fertility and throw it on my garden. So, use it as mulch, use it as liquid fertilizer, use it as compost. Probably there's other ways you can use it too. Leave me a comment below and let me know. But I appreciate you all watching. Remember to compost everything. You can learn more about composting everything in my book, Compost Everything. We have to try to avoid all the toxins in the world, and it is tough. But bit by bit on our own property, we can get a lot more done than we think. Thanks for joining me. Catch you all next time. Hope that was helpful. And until we meet again, may your thumbs always be green.
Shame. Throwing all these scraps away. Wonder what else I could do with them. Thanks to David the Good, I compost everything.
Be nice to your mother and always say please. Be loyal to friends and compost your enemies. Be nice to your mother and always say please. Be loyal to friends